Hi, good evening, everyone. Myself, Tarun Sharma. I work as an Associate Vice President with Univariety, and along with me, I have Dr. Sarup Datta with me. So, it gives me immense pleasure to introduce Dr. Datta to you. He's the current principal of MSM English School and Junior College, and also he's the current trainer and coordinator for CBSE, as well as he's also on the affiliation committee, review committee of CBSE. Moreover, if I talk more about Dr. Datta, so he is one of the first principals who have done masters in master black belt in Lean Six Sigma for a quality management system, as well as he's a global career counselor by Univariety and UCL Extension. If I talk more about his achievements, so he has been awarded as Young Scientist in 2007 for his contribution towards homeopathy, science, and quantum physics. Moreover, he is a co-author for Homeopathy of Life for Life of Modern Science with his father, who is Dr. A.C. Datta. So I welcome you, Dr. Datta, for this session, and it is a great pleasure to have you today. It will be great for all of us, where you can share your journey as educator and how you took up career counseling as a profession and how it helped you in growing in your current profession.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tarun. Well, I didn't start off as an educator. I am basically a doctor, and then I started off my career in pharmaceutical sector, and I became a vice president marketing of a pharmaceutical company. I have worked in IT sector as well. I worked in Wipro. I have trained employees of Wipro, Hewlett Packard, HSBC. So these are the few organizations that I have conducted trainings before I shifted to education sector. And then after I shifted to education sector, it has been a thoroughly enjoyable journey for me. I have learned a lot in this field in the initial few years, and then I started contributing to the sector in a different way, because I had an exposure of the corporate sector as well as the education sector. I was able to guide the students better, to make them understand what type of skill sets they need to build in them, so that they can get a job, or be an entrepreneur when they pass out. So these were the things that I was already doing, and I was guiding the students. And then I became a CBSE master trainer as well. But the best part of being an educator is you are creating the future of the children. You are creating a future of the nation. So there I felt the educator needs to give the right direction to every child. What I believe is that, the educators were looking for specific skill sets in the children, that they should either be good in science or they should be good in, languages. But then I realized when I went through the theory of Howard Gardner, that's Howard Gardner's multiple intelligence theory, that there can be multiple intelligences in a classroom. And the teacher is the person who is supposed to recognize those intelligences and direct the student towards a right, profession or career, I would say that way. So that was where I felt that a teacher needs to be something more than just being a teacher or an educator. He or she needs to give the right direction. All children, I started looking at them as if they are, gifts from God. So every child has been born with a gift that God has given them. But what happens is, if you are going to a birthday party, or you are the host of a birthday party, and you are getting a lot of gifts, what we basically do at times is we have a gift in our mind, and every wrapper that we open, if that gift is not there, we really do not like it. For example, if I'm thinking that I want a remote control car in the birthday gift, I'm not getting that. All other gifts seems not very important. The same thing I observed in the teachers. They look specific skill set in the children, and if those skill sets are not there, those children are absolutely, I would say, ostracized and removed uh, from the vision of the teacher and put aside. So what I felt is the teacher needs to look at these gifts that each child is born with and direct that child to a specific profession that is meant for that particular skill set. But here I felt that unless and until you know the professions that exist today, what are the professions that are going to exist in the future, the educator cannot guide the child in a proper way, even if he or she understands Howard Gardner's theory. But unless he knows what the industry wants, unless he knows what are the professions that are coming up in the next 15 or 20 years, he will not be able to give the right direction to the children. So there I felt that I need to, get myself upgraded in a professional course of career counseling. That's where I felt that I should shift my role from just being an educator or a principal to a professional career counselor as well, who knows the industry, the market, and then give the direction to the child accordingly. That's what I felt, and that's when I enrolled myself for this career counseling course.
That's really wonderful to know about you, Dr. Datta, and how you have contributed towards education industry as well as in corporate sector as well. And moreover, you have taken up career counseling as a profession, and you're helping students as well with their interests, their careers. So that's what is needed in the current education space. Webinar was meant to be for education background, people from education background. However, we have other people who are interested to know more about the education industry and moreover more about the career counseling profession and how they can utilize or gain the skills and they can grow in their current profession or they can shift it to the education industry. So that's really great to have so many people from education background and as well as from corporate and other background. So proceeding further, so Dr. Datta, as you were mentioning about your journey as being a vice president in a pharmaceutical organization and coming to the education industry and being a principal of a MSM high school and junior college, which is in Malakpet, that is in Maharashtra, and moreover being a master trainer and coordinator in CBSE. That's a great achievement you have, and moreover being a master black belt in Lean Six Sigma. So I wanted to know more about like how you have implemented your past experience into when you did career counseling, how you were able to implement your past experience while you were guiding students as well, being a principal of a school, and how it has helped you to grow in your current profession because you are already a principal and your job is to counsel students or guide students with their right path, and how career counseling has contributed towards your journey.
Sure. Being from the corporate background, I have seen different sectors very closely. I was working in the pharmaceutical sector. We had products of FMCG products as well, and then I worked in the IT sector as well. And then being in these two sectors in key positions, I was able to interact with all other sectors as well because we had to do business with other sectors as well. So being a vice president, being an employer, who is hiring employees for the organization, what are the skill sets that I was looking for? That was something that always, was at the back of my mind when I'm seeing the students, because we always felt that students coming out of any degree college or any, technical college, they are not job ready. That's what was the main complaint of any industry. So they always believe, even today in the National Policy of Education, we are talking about producing students who are job ready. So this academic qualification and a big gap between the qualified employee and a job ready employee. So there I felt a lot of training had to go in to get those employees ready on board, to deliver and perform. So what about the skill sets that we are trying to develop in these employees can be developed at the school level? So now what type of skill sets do we need to develop? That's the first question. Because when we are trying to, segregate students as per different careers, going by the theory of Bloom's taxonomy and Howard Gardner multiple intelligence, we assume that these children can probably do well in a particular field, then we can predict that what type of skill sets they need to develop. But the problem here is that 85% of the careers that are going to exist after 20 years from now, these careers do not exist today. That is the biggest problem. So what type of skill sets we are trying to put in the children for jobs which do not exist now, and we do not know what type of skill sets these jobs would require. For example, when I was in school, we couldn't have imagined that there will be something like a mobile phone, and in mobile phone there can be something like an app, and in that app people will be working. So all these things are simply seeing the future, I would say. You need to have a vision. So Faith Popcorn, who is a trend analyst, he is telling that in future 60% of the children who are in the primary and secondary school right now, they will be working in professions that do not exist now. So then what type of skill sets can I guide my children to acquire? We do not simply push them towards being doctors and engineers, which is sadly the condition today, that every child who is in class 10th or 12th, their parents are either seeing them as doctors or engineers or chartered accountants, and handful of 5 to 10 professions that they are aware of. But then these are the skill sets that will not be applicable after 20 years, what they're doing right now. Even the job role of a doctor will change, the job role of an engineer will change. So then, are there certain skill sets that a teacher needs to be aware of? Yes. In that case, the National Policy of Education as well as the trend analysts, they are predicting 3 types of jobs will be there. 3 types of skill sets will be there, which will make human beings immune from machines taking over their jobs. What are these 3 things? The first thing is creativity. The children need to develop a lot of creativity, innovation, because unless they are innovative, they will not be competitive. So innovation is one thing. Second thing is, of course, something like human-to-human relationship, interpersonal relationship. Because no matter how advanced the machines become, when Ratan Tata goes to sign a deal with, let's say, Mukesh Ambani, they will not send 2 robots. It will be 2 individuals with a lot of humanistic qualities that they will be requiring. And the third thing is something that needs immediate damage control or emergency jobs, like electricians, plumbers, and all these things. So these are the 3 things that the children need to be focusing on. Apart from that, the 4 C's that 21st century skill talks about: creativity, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration. So in the entire school curriculum, instead of converting them into bookworms, we need to have activities that will impart creativity in them, critical thinking in them, communication, and of course collaboration between the teams that can be formed, or groups that can be formed in school. So these type of activities I started doing in my school, and also as a trainer I started advising other schools how they can develop these skill sets in the children. And when these skill sets are developed, then it will be a very easy job for the educator or the career counselor to direct the child to one of the professions, because no matter what profession they go into, these skill sets would be required. Gone are the days where people need to memorize things, and rote learning was one of the key components. Today, education sector and especially the NEP is talking about competency-based education, competency-based assessment. Now, when competency-based assessment will come in, the simple pen paper test that we are relying on, that will go away. So what we are trying to do now is, for example, so far we were testing a child if he knows how to bicycle. We used to tell him write a essay on bicycle, how you can ride a bicycle. So the child who is good in writing an essay, he will write very nicely how to ride a bicycle, but that necessarily does not mean he knows how to ride one. He is good in essay writing, not riding a bicycle. But then you can give a bicycle to a child who is good in riding a bicycle but not good in writing an essay. So there is the differentiation that we need to do now. The present education system is demanding, if you want to check a particular skill in the child, let the child, give the assessment of that skill, not the writing skill alone. So here, as an educator, as a career counselor, we are focusing on skill development of the child and directing them towards these essential skills that will make them immune from machines taking over their jobs.
Thank you, Dr. Datta. So it was a great insights, and good to learn such things from you. And moreover, I would like to know more about how being an educator and a career counselor both can go hand in hand. How being an educator plus a career counselor goes hand in hand, and how both the skill set can be utilized together in helping students with their interest and the skill set. So how it happens.
And I don't think these are 2 different jobs altogether, because what I feel is a career counselor needs to be an educator as well, and an educator needs to be a career counselor. These, the boundary line between these 2 professions, that someone is a career counselor or someone is an educator, is soon dissolving. I don't think in the future there will be teachers, or good teachers, who are not able to guide the children to a particular career. So these teachers will be grossly ineffective. Unless I am a person who is at least one career counselor should be there in every school. That's the first thing. But the second thing is one career counselor per school is still a very less number, because in a school, let's say there are 500, 600 children. In some school, there are 2,000, 3,000 children. It is not the job of one career counselor to deal with it. I think in that case, every teacher should convert themselves into a career counselor. Without that knowledge, the teacher will not effectively perform the job role of a teacher. He or she will be able to teach the subject. But what is the use of teaching the subject if I'm not being able to relate it to the real life? And real life means the real world problems. If I'm teaching trigonometry or I'm teaching surface area of a cylinder as a maths teacher, what is the importance of teaching a surface area of a cylinder if I'm not able to tell the child why he needs to know it? And I can only tell the child why he needs to know it when I know the job. If I tell that in case you become an architect, you want to paint a bathroom pipe that comes out from your bathroom to the ground floor, and you have to buy a paint and paint that pipe. How much paint will you purchase? So these things are real world problems. This is competence-based education. That whatever I learn, that should be related to real world. And real world knowledge will only be there with the teacher when he knows that what exactly is the job role of a particular profession, what are the things that he needs to know, and relate it with the subject matter. So the boundary line is definitely going to dissolve soon enough.
That I agree with you, Dr. Datta, in that every teacher, every educator should know about career counseling and about career as well, because teachers and educators are the ones who are spending maximum time with students. And if a student comes up and asking about certain questions about certain careers which are related to a particular subject, so an educator should be able to answer to those queries. And moreover, we have one question from Snehal. She's asking, will Lean Sigma certification be needed for being a career counselor?
No, Lean Six Sigma is not needed for a career counselor. Lean Six Sigma is a quality management methodology, I would say. Lean and Six Sigma, these are two different things. Lean is a technology or quality management system from Japan. Toyota production system first introduced it, and Lean, the Six Sigma, is from Motorola company. They are the ones who first implemented Six Sigma. So if you become a Lean Six Sigma professional, the advantage that you get is whatever job you do, whether you are a teacher, whether you're a manufacturer, you are a marketer, anything, you see everything from the perspective of quality management and cost saving and customer satisfaction and reducing the difference between two products or two services. For example, if I'm running a school, I'm a principal. So when a parent comes with a student to my school, he or she expects a particular level of delivery of the subject matter. Now, there are 5 sections in my school. So if section A teacher is not teaching as well as the section B teacher, it will lead to parent dissatisfaction. That yes, section A is good, but I'm not happy with section B teacher. So Six Sigma teaches us about how we can bridge the gap between two individuals giving services. That is the Sigma. Sigma means difference. So Six Sigma is more about reducing the difference. Both the teachers will be trained and the SOPs will be developed in such a way that there will be no difference between teaching of these two teachers, and the section A parent will be equally satisfied as the section B parent. So this is in a nutshell. It's actually an ocean to explain, but I just want to give a little bit of the perspective. So right. Six Sigma is more important for quality management. But if you're a career counselor and you have knowledge of Six Sigma, it's an icing on the cake.
That's absolutely true, Dr. Datta. So career counseling is something where you don't need to do Lean Six Sigma, but however, if you're doing it, it's an added advantage to you because you'll be able to understand be you an educator or a career counselor from any background, it will be an added advantage and it will give you an additional knowledge to handle things and have a different perspective towards things. So we have further questions from, so I would request all the participants. So if you have any questions, you can ask me or Dr. Datta about it. And we have further questions from Meenakshi. Any age limit for the training or any specific educational background required for being a career counselor? So Meenakshi, I would answer to this query that there's no age limit to the training or any specific educational background which is needed to become a career counselor. You being from any background or any educational background, be it graduation or post-graduation, or you're being an educator or any other professional background, you can still opt for career counseling as a profession, and you can gain the skill set through the training. And moreover, you'll be gaining all the knowledge which is needed to become a career counselor, where you're going to learn about education system around the world, about education process, about helping students in choosing the right career or a right college, or how to help a student with the application process or the visa process. So what I'll do is, let me launch one of the presentations, and just give me a second. So I'm just launching a presentation which will answer all your queries, and here on the screen you can see the presentation. So let's talk more about the various professions in education industry. So in the education industry, we have principals, vice principals, teachers, headmasters, mistress, or professors and lecturers. So anyone who is from education background, they can take up career counseling. There's no specific requirement. Moreover, taking up career counseling, as Dr. Datta mentioned, that it will be an added advantage of you being educator and you're taking career counseling as a profession or as a skill, because career counseling and education goes hand in hand, where you can help a student to identify the right interest and the right career. Moreover, as he was mentioning, that when you spend time with a child and you teach a subject, you can relate it to a career or a skill set. Like if you're teaching history or any other subject, you can relate to a particular career, where if a student or a parent, if in case they are asking any question related to a career or a profession or a course, you'll be able to help them out with all their queries, because you're the one who are spending maximum time with children. Okay, so going to the next slide, let me talk more about the advantages of being from education industry. See, when you are already from education industry, you are already connected to students. Okay, you already have access to the network of students, not just in your own class, in the whole school. Okay, and moreover, you are connected to the education fraternity. When I talk about education fraternity, it's more of connected to all the educators, be it principals, vice principals, other teachers, and that helps you with more of learning and more of gaining more skills and knowledge about education industry. Thirdly, you have that credibility as a teacher or as an educator, because you have been teaching or you have been working in education space for such a long time. So you have gained that credibility as an educator, where people trust that you're the right person to go to if in case there is any doubt. So these all advantages, these all skills which you already have, or the benefits which you already have, will help you to become a successful career counselor. Like if I give you an example, we have one of the GCC alumni who was working in corporate industry. She was working for banking support. Her name is Sonia Prasad. So she was working in banking support. She thought of taking career counseling as a profession. She took career counseling program, and she got trained and became a global career counselor by Univariety and UCL Extension. Moreover, when she did the training program, she started counseling students on her own. And gradually, once she gained the experience and the confidence to counsel students, she started applying for jobs as a career counselor in international schools. Now, currently, she's working as a head counselor for one of the top international schools in India, and counseling students. So similarly, we have many educators who have taken the career counseling program, be it from Pathways, Oak Ridge International, we have Kolkata International. Many international schools, CBSE schools, are motivating their teachers and other people in the education fraternity to take up career counseling as a profession, because that's one profession which is booming right now, and it is not impacted by the external forces. Moreover, if I talk about now, there are many students who are confused due to the new education policy, and they are seeking help from a professional career counselor. So if I talk about more of opportunities in career counseling industry, so nowadays, I'm sure each one of you are aware that nowadays students spend around 10 to 15 lakh rupees for undergrad courses, and they don't want to regret after 3 to 4 years. So what they do is they go to a career counselor to seek professional help, and they don't hesitate to seek help from a professional and pay for the counseling services. So now, if I talk about the perks of being a career counselor, as you are already from education background. So there are certain perks you'll have when you become a career counselor, or you gain skill set of a career counselor. So you can transform your career. You can from teacher or being a professor or being into education industry, you can also become a career counselor. You can apply to international schools and various educational organizations. You can also become an overseas educational counselor. Moreover, you can also play a dual role. You can also be an educator, plus you can also be a career counselor. You can help students. You can upskill yourself for career growth. You can grow in your current profession or your current industry, or you can start your own career counseling practice. So all these things can be done if you take up career counseling as a profession along with your current profession. Next to it, if I talk about earning opportunities as a career counselor, like I was mentioning earlier, that each one of you are aware that nowadays students are spending a hefty amount on their undergrad courses, and they don't want to regret after 3 to 4 years. So they don't hesitate to go to a career counselor and seek help. So you can set up your own career counseling practice. And moreover, a career counselor charges minimum 3,000 to 5,000 rupees per counseling session. It could be an hour or 1.5 hour session where you counsel students with their queries related to their careers. So we have a question from Neha. How does your program help to build a network in education industry? So Neha, we have an inner circle community on Facebook. It's a closed community only exclusive to GCC trained counselors. So post completing the program, you can be a part of the inner circle where we have thousands of counselors from various part of the country. They hold good years of experience into career counseling. And also, as I mentioned earlier, Dr. Datta is also a trained global career counselor by University and UCL Extension, and he's also a GCC alumni. So I would request Dr. Datta to, if you can speak more about how talk more about inner circle and how it is useful for people who are aspiring to become career counselor or aspiring to gain skill set of a career counselor.
And Mr. Tarun, am I audible, because I'm not able to see your screen? Am I still connected?
No worries, you're audible. And
All
the
right.
question of Neha is, how does your program help to build a network in education industry? So I was speaking about the inner circle, how it can help
Sure.
them to network. So if you can put more light on inner circle, that how it can help them to network with other people around the world.
Yeah, inner circle is extremely helpful, because after you complete a course in career counseling, you know a lot of things theoretically, but when it comes to application, practical application, there are so many questions that students ask you, parents ask you, or relatives of students. At times they approach you with certain questions, and at times you are caught on the wrong foot. So at that point in time, you feel that you need a helping fraternity, some people who are going to support you. But when you are a career counselor, it's more of an individual job, so you don't often operate as a team. But then inner circle provides you that teamwork. Whenever you have a question that is tough for you to answer, you put it in inner circle. There are so many career counselors, experienced ones, who will come and answer those questions for you, and then you can pick up the relevant answer which you think is most appropriate. Use your wisdom, of course, and then reply it back to the students. So that is a great support system, because as a career counselor, initially, when you are still developing the skills, not the theoretical knowledge, not the qualification, but when you are developing the skill of answering whatever the child is asking, whatever the student is asking, that time you need a group to support you. And I don't think, apart from inner circle, there are too many groups in the country which gives you that kind of support. So inner circle is definitely a very big advantage if you are doing the course from University, which I personally feel like, even in a busy schedule that I have, I do not miss out going to the inner circle page and checking out questions and answers. Maybe I do not have a question at that point in time, but someone has posted a question and then someone has answered it. Your entire horizon becomes so much wide. So that is the advantage of inner circle.
Thank you, Dr. Datta, for explaining more about the inner circle. So let's move forward with the earning opportunities. So I was mentioning about earning opportunities, how much a career counselor can earn, and what opportunities they have if they take up career counseling as a skill, as a profession. So I was as I mentioned earlier, you can set up your own counseling practice. You can set up your own counseling business, and as per the current market, a career counselor charges between 3,000 to 5,000 rupees per counseling session, which could be an hour or 1.5 hour session. That's the bare minimum which a career counselor is charging as of now. So next we have a person who's taking up career counseling as a profession. They can also work in schools, colleges, universities as a career counselor. Moreover, they can also become overseas educational counselors. They can join overseas consultancies, or they can even start on their own. So overseas is a big market right now, where many students are going abroad to study, to pursue undergrad courses. And there's a requirement of counselors who can help them with their right choice of career, college selection, college admission, and college application. Okay. So next, as we have a question from Snehal, that are there any particular certifications that an educator needs to have to flourish in career counseling sector? So yes, Snehal, we have a program in collaboration with UCL Extension, which you can pursue to become a career counselor, to become a trained professional career counselor. So we have a wonderful program called as Global Career Counselor Program, which University has developed in collaboration with UCL Extension, which is University of California, Los Angeles Extension. That's one of the top universities in US, which provides online training courses into career counseling. That's the top 20 universities. Moreover, the Global Career Counselor Program is a industry-ready program. So once you do it, you have gained the knowledge and skill set to counsel students. You can go ahead and you can start counseling students. Moreover, it's a blended learning program. So you get access to recorded and live sessions both. So you learn in the recorded sessions, you learn more about the education system in India and abroad, about various curriculums like IB, Cambridge, CBSE, state boards, ICSE, Waldorf, NIOS, and many more. Moreover, you're going to be learning about emerging courses in different streams like arts, commerce, humanities, about STEM, non-STEM courses, about admission process in various countries like US, UK, Hong Kong, Germany, Canada, and about the application process and the visa process. Moreover, the counseling skills, like how to meet student and parent expectation, how to counsel student for college selection, college admission, that you're going to learn in the recorded session. Moreover, in the live sessions, you're going to be learning about how to counsel parents so they understand how why it is important for them to go with the career as per the child interest. You're going to learn about interpretation of psychometric test and about the how you can market yourself as a career counselor. So as I mentioned earlier, there will be recorded modules and live sessions. So you'll have 18 recorded modules, 3 live sessions, and you'll also have 5 audio real life case studies. So when I talk about audio real life case studies, see, as an organization, University is partnered with 500 plus schools in India, and we keep getting calls from students to take up counseling sessions. So these calls are recorded. So what we do is we give you access to 5 queries of a student, 5 audio queries of a student. So you need to listen to the query and you need to draft your response. You need to write your response as a career counselor, because you have already done all the 18 modules and the live session. Now you're well versed with the knowledge and the skill set which is needed. So you listen to the query, you draft your response, and you submit it. So once you submit it, the actual call between the career counselor and the student opens up. You can listen to the call and you can understand the approach of a career counselor, how they are responding to the student queries, what is the right approach, what are the kind of questions which are coming from career counselor or from the students, and it will help you to overall fill the gaps which you have in your counseling sessions. So it's more of a practical learning you will have through these 5 audio case studies. Moreover, we will give you access to 8 sample psychometric tests, so you can test on yourself or anyone in your friends and family, and you can even sell it to a student if you want to. As per the current market, a counselor sells one test for 1,000 to 2,000 rupees. So even though if you sell for 1,000 rupees, you can easily earn 8,000 rupees by just selling 8 sample psychometric tests to students. Moreover, we'll have an immersion workshop. You'll be getting an invite to an immersion workshop. So it's a day-long workshop where we will have a lot of learning. We'll have an educator from one of the reputed universities who will preside in front of you. And moreover, we'll have a counselor who will conduct group activities and group sessions. So that will bring a lot of learning. And you'll be learning about the global techniques and tools being used by counselors in modern day counseling. So this is all you get under Global Career Counselor Program, which is 18 recorded modules, 3 live sessions, 5 audio case studies, 8 sample psychometric tests, and invite to an immersion workshop. So that's a Global Career Counselor Program. That's a course which you can take up in order to become a career counselor. Now, people who are looking forward to start their own business into career counseling, or they want to set up their own practice into career counseling. So one thing I'll tell you, so when I talk about starting their own business, so they need an overall structure to start their own business. So we have a wonderful program apart from Global Career Counselor, which can help you to set up your own career counseling practice or a setup. So we have Super Counselor Plus program, under which you get 5-page website. We develop a 5-page website for you, which will help you to have an online presence. So a lot of time we need to market our services, so you can use the same website. Then moreover, we give you access to a white label technology. A white label technology is a platform which is developed by Univariety. It is being effectively used by our career counselors to counsel students. And moreover, it has the complete information about colleges, universities. So we have more than 15,000 plus college information in the platform, which comes under Super Counselor program. There are career information, scholarships, entrance exam information, fee structure, courses being offered by the university or colleges, their ranking. All that information is under one roof, under the technology platform. So it's basically a platform which is only for career counsel. Like if I give you an example, so nowadays doctors use Practo, or accountants use Tally or Zoho Books as a tool for their profession. So similarly, we have a technology platform which is used by career counselors to counsel students, which makes their life easier, and they can conduct efficient counseling session among students with all the information at one place. Apart from that, you get 20 complimentary psychometric tests, which can be sold to students. We also provide you 9 ready-made workshop presentations. So suppose if you're conducting any workshop with students, you can you can use the same presentations, or you can use the information or the content of the presentation. Before proceeding further, I would request Dr. Datta to talk more about this psychometric test. How have you ever used it, or what in your counseling sessions? Dr. Datta, you are on mute. So if you can,
are you talking about the white label technology, that part?
No, I'm talking about psychometric test. Have you ever used
psychometric test? Is of course. Psychometric test is extremely helpful for the children. The first thing is, being a career counselor, at times when the child approaches you, what exactly you're going to talk about and based on what. So unless and until you have a psychometric test and a report of the psychometric test ready, that will be a point of starting the discussion. So when a child approaches you, you have the test that I particularly use is the ideal career test, and a stream selector test was also used earlier, but right now with the new policy of education, the stream doesn't have any sense these days, right? So we do not have humanities or commerce or science anymore. So the most important test that I find is the ideal career test. And when these children take these tests, they have these 3 options, a list of careers that they can choose from. And then the role of the career counselor, the job of the career counselor becomes easier to talk about those specific careers which figure out in the test. And then the likings or dislikings of the child's perspective about those careers. And then if the child does not like any career from that list at all, then the career counselor can go into a different domain. But otherwise, 99% of the times, the child is pretty happy with either the choice 1 or the choice 2. So these psychometric tests helps the career counselor in convincing the parent also that this is the right career for your child, because the orientation of the child is like this.
Right, that's absolutely true, Dr. Datta. And moreover, if you can talk more about the technology platform, like you have used it already, and
yeah, absolutely.
So how it helped you while counseling students?
The technology, the best part of the technology which I felt is the child needs to create a profile. So, for example, I created the website and named it Best Careers Book. That's my company, and this particular Best Careers Book, I named it after Facebook, because I told with the caption that if you're a teenager, what you're doing on Facebook, be on Best Careers Book. So once a profile is created for the child and the child logs in, when he goes into a college search or a career search, particularly in college search, the child, by putting the scores, that he has acquired in class 10th and 12th can see in a statistical method that where he stands in admission chances, as far as admission chances are concerned for a particular college. So when the child is able to go into a different a college, check his position, understand the score he needs to get in 12th or 10th to crack that entrance of the college or take admission in that particular college, it's a great help. It's sort of a motivator for the child as well. And the career counselor also has so many things that he can refer to apart from the tests, psychometric tests that can be taken from that platform. Career search, then college search, and apart from that there are so many webinars. Those webinars are also very helpful. And one more feature that I found was very helpful was the mock tests. There are so many mock tests that have been embedded in that. So if a child is has come to me for engineering career or law career, so these mock tests are there for the child to understand that what type of exam that he or she needs to appear in the future. So what I feel is this particular platforms gives you a complete package to operate as a career counselor. Like you become a doctor, you do not have a stethoscope, you do not have a sphygmomanometer, you cannot operate. You need these devices. So just as a career counselor, you cannot sit idle on a table and a chair and advise people based on nothing. So these are the things that you need to effectively perform as a career counselor, especially if you're starting your career counseling profession. Once you become an expert, maybe you're not too much dependent on the technology part. But I feel like beginners or even the ones who have few years of experience, they will still need the technology as an everyday tool.
That's right, Dr. Dutta. And moreover, if I talk about technology platform, so nowadays students are really tech savvy and they prefer going through a technology platform. So we have many career counselors who are using technology platform to guide students, be they are freshers or experienced. Even though people with experience up to 20 to 25 years into career counseling, they still prefer using a technology platform because it makes their life easier as a career counselor, because they don't need to research for it. All the information, it is already there under one roof. And also they can easily help students, they can connect with them, they can coordinate with them, and moreover it helps them to maintain a database of the student in the platform itself instead of juggling through the Excel sheets or paper forms. So that's how it works. And before proceeding further, we have a question from Anand Kumar Maurya. I'm a joint registrar in a central university in Lucknow. How I can be an education counselor? So I would answer to this question that Anand, we have Palak Behel, who is the admission counselor in King's College London. So she has also done our program. She's a trained career counselor by University and UCL Extension. And moreover, we have seen many outreach managers from different universities, colleges who have taken our program, and they have excelled in their profession. And moreover, it helped them a lot in their current profession when they're working in a college as an outreach manager or an admission counselor, because you need access to all kind of information when you're counseling students for any particular course or university. So proceeding further, so as I was talking about the 9 ready-made presentations, so when you're conducting a workshop among students, a group of students, you can utilize these presentations. We have different presentations for different streams and careers. So all 9 presentations will be different. You can use as per your requirement, or you can create your own master presentation by using the content around it. We'll also give you access to a marketing course. So as you're setting up your own counseling practice, so it's really important for you to understand how you can market your business or market your career counseling services. So we give you access to a marketing course where you're going to learn about different channels through which you can market and how you can identify your right audience. Moreover, we conduct many webinars on marketing, which are really helpful. And apart from that, we also have a success team, which helps you to identify the right audience. They help you with ideas and suggestions, how you can grow your business, how you can be successful in career counseling profession. Okay, and apart from that, we also have workshops similar to Global Career Counselor program. You will be invited to workshops. You can attend workshop where we'll have educators from big colleges or top colleges coming and presiding in front of you, and there will be a lot of learning which will come through group activities and case studies. Moreover, you're going to be learning about new tools and techniques being used in the modern day counseling. So all these things you get under the Super Counselor program. So Global Career Counselor program is a training course by University and UCL Extension, and Super Counselor Plus program is something for someone who is ready to start up their own practice into career counseling. So under Super Counsel Plus program also you get access to the training course. Okay, so some people who are only looking forward to take up training course, which is GCC, which is Global Career Counselor, they can take it, or they can also take up Super Counselor along with GCC. Okay, so we have a question from Sonia. This is counseling or second test has to be done on one-to-one basis, or it can be done for an entire class. So, if Dr. Datta, you can answer this question of
Yeah,
Sonia, then
both. I would say, both. Uh, Many schools invite me to conduct career counseling session for an entire batch of class 10th, entire batch of class 12th, like that. And there are requirements at times for specific career counseling of individual students. In fact, after completing this GCC program and after being a career counselor, I have career counseled students from abroad as well. There have been students from Nigeria, there have been students from France whom I have counseled. So uh, requirement is, when you are career counseling a group, you are trying to focus on different careers, and you're not addressing an individual, you're addressing an entire group of students. So there you need to be more wide in your approach. And when a specific student comes over and asks you for help, that time you're going into a specific domain. You're uh, checking it in a micro way, that what exactly is suitable for this particular child, interacting with the child, understanding the family background of the child, what is the demand of the parents or expectation of the parents. So all these things, these dynamics have to be kept in mind by the career counselor, because at times, when children come to you after attending a group career counseling session, they come with a contradiction, that my parents want this and I want this. So that time the career counselor uh, needs to be not only good in terms of the theoretical knowledge of different colleges, but needs to be an effective communicator as well. So when you are doing career counseling, these are the skill sets that you would require. And individual career counseling opportunities will come to you. How nicely you convert them, how nicely you satisfy them, how nicely you guide this child, and then word of mouth publicity really brings in more number of students. So I think, both, you get both the opportunities, group as well as individual ones.
thank you, Dr. Datta, for answering this question. And we have one question from Abhisha. After completing this course, may I do overseas education counseling? Yes, Abhisha. This program, once you complete this course, you can become a overseas education counselor. It's an industry-ready course, and moreover, you learn about education system around the world. Moreover, about the admission process in different countries, application process, visa process. So that knowledge is required when you are becoming an overseas counselor. So this course will help you to become the overseas counselors. Then we have a question from Rekha Agarwal. I'm a retired principal. How can I start counseling with the help of your program? So you're the right fit for the program, for Super Counselor program, Rekha. As you are a retired principal, you can go ahead with Super Counselor Plus program, where you get access to the Global Career Counseling course as well as the technology platform, which comes under Super Counselor program. So you should opt for Super Counselor program, which will help you to set up your own counseling business and start counseling students. So next we have so there are few benefits of being a super counselor. When you join Super Counselor Plus program, there are a few benefits that we have a study abroad program. So we have partnered with 800 plus universities abroad in countries like US, UK, Canada, and other countries, where if in case you have a child who wants to take admission in any other country, so you can submit the application with the university, and university will submit it to the university. Once the once the student gets admission to the university and the student pays the tuition fee, you get a commission for each successful admission in the university. So we have a base of 800 plus universities which you can utilize by taking a super counselor program. And if in case, as Abhisha was saying, that she wants to become an overseas counselor, so Abhisha, you can take up super counselor program, because we have 800 plus universities which will help you with your business into correct overseas. And moreover, when I talk about the commission structure in the abroad universities, so for it ranges from 25,000 to 4 lakh rupees. It depends on the university and the course being selected by the student. So for each successful admission into the university, you get commission. It could be 4 lakh, it could be 1 lakh or 2 lakh as well. So next, if I talk about the fee of the program. So the Global Career Counselor course, the training course, the actual fee of the course is 31,750 plus taxes, which is 37,465. As you all are attending this program, this webinar today, so we have an exclusive offer for you. So instead of paying 37,465 for the training course, you can pay only 30,000 including taxes. You get a 7,465 rupees discount. And if you are opting for Super Counselor Plus program, where you want to set up your own practice, the actual fee for the program is 69,970. Plus tax, it comes to 82,565 rupees. But as you are attending this webinar today, it will cost you only 70,000 rupees. You get 12,000 rupee discount on Super Counselor program. So GCC training course can be enrolled at 30,000, and Super Counselor can be taken up at 70,000 rupees. So Super Counselor Plus program is GCC plus Super Counselor program. And if you want to take only training course, which is of 30,000. If you're taking both together, then it is 70,000 instead of paying 82,000. So we have question from Swati. What is the duration of the course? So the duration of the course is maximum 9 months. So you get maximum 9 months to complete the course. But however, it's a self-paced course. So you can do the course at your own convenient time. Even though if you spend 2 to 3 hours over the week, you can easily complete within 2 to 3 months time as well. But however, we have given a maximum time of 9 months because we understand a lot of there are people who are working and they are not able to spend that much of time over the course. So maximum time is 9 months, but however, you can complete it sooner as well. So Aparna and Surya, as you mentioned that you're interested in Super Counsel Plus program. So we'll be sharing the callback form. So I would request Sanket if you can share the callback form with everyone so they can submit their callbacks and get this exclusive discount on GCC training course and Super Counsel Plus program. Okay. So Abhisha is asking what is the difference between Global and Super Counselor. See, Global Career Counselor is a training course, a certification course. Super Counselor program is a combination of training course plus the platform, the technology platform which we spoke about. So you get both the things. GCC, so Global Career Counselor plus Super Counselor at 70,000. If you want to take only Global Career Counselor, that is 30,000. So moving ahead, the Q&A. So Sanket, one of my colleagues has already posted the callback form in the chat box. So you can submit your callback to enroll and get the exclusive discount for this webinar. So now if you have any questions, you can ask me and Dr. Datta. And moreover, I would also like to ask Dr. Datta about how NEP is impacting the career counseling industry and what kind of opportunities it is bringing for the career counselors or the aspiring career counselors.
Yeah, it's very important. That's a very good question asked. The NEP is something that even the school leaders are confused about. I conduct so many sessions on NEP alone. So people, especially the educators, they're trying to understand what NEP is all about. And as we understand, NEP is just a policy, and the way forward will be, marked by the national curriculum framework and the implementation part. But what we can understand right now is there are big changes happening. So we have seen the 10+2 dissolved, and a new structure that has come up, 5+3+3+4. The class 12 marks has become redundant in a way with the onset of CUET, the Common University Entrance Test, and the children are pretty confused. Earlier they had very compartmentalized selection. For example, if I'm choosing science, I will either take physics, chemistry, bio, or physics, chemistry, maths. But with the new policy of education, it's allowing the child to take a mix of subjects. Now here a career counselor can play a very important role. When I'll be passing out from class 10 and going to class 12, what are the subjects that I should choose? Or if I'm passing class 12th and going to a graduation college, what type of subject combination should I look for if I'm eyeing a particular career? So this is where the career counselors will be very, very handy, because the principals of the school, if they are not trained in career counseling, they won't be able to answer. The teachers won't be able to answer. So it will be the career counselor who will be the right person to go to ask these questions. Because right now the children really do not have anyone to ask these questions. That should I take physics with economics? Will it give me a particular career that I'm looking for? Or can I take let's say geography with physics and chemistry as a combination? Is there a career for that? So here the career counselor will be the key person to guide the students. Everyone is in the dark right now. And if a career counselor, even if you advertise right now after doing a career counselor course that you can direct the child or guide the child in selecting subject combination alone, you will have a waiting room full of children. I can assure you that.
Thank you, Dr. Datta, for sharing the insights about NEP and how it will help the current career counselor and the aspiring ones. So we have everyone. So we have the callback form in the chat box. If you want to know more about the career counseling program, you can submit a callback and to avail the exclusive offer which we have on Global Career Counselor certification course and super counselor program. So we have few questions. Also request for a technology demo. If you want to see the technology how it works and what kind of information is available, you can also request for the technology demo using the same callback form. And one of our team members will get in touch with you and they'll provide you the complete technology demo. So let's take up few questions. So Sonia Kapoor, can these courses be done with a time gap? Yes, Sonia. If you want, you can do first the Global Career Counselor certification course, and later on you can take up the Super Counselor program as well. That's possible. Bhavika is asking, is this a self-study course? Yes, it is a self-study course. You can do it at your own convenient time. Maximum duration given is 9 months. However, you can complete it earlier as well. And Mary Stella is asking, can GCC be upgraded to Super Counselor? Yes. If you're taking the Global Career Counselor certification course first, you can upgrade to Super Counselor, but however, there'll be a difference in the fee structure. As of now, if you take both together, you can take it at 70,000 rupees and you can save 12,000 rupees for both GCC and Super Counselor. However, if you're taking it separately, there will be a difference in the cost. So GCC will cost you 37,465 and standalone Super Counselor will cost you 53,100 if you're taking it separately. And Vishal is asking, how do I get students for counseling? So to get students for counseling, it is required for you to market your own counseling services. So you can market your own counseling services to get students, and you're going to be learning about how you can market your services in the course itself. And also we have, as I mentioned earlier, we have managers who can help you with ideas and suggestions how you can start or grow your career counseling business. Bandha is asking, what are job opportunities after doing this course? So there are ample job opportunities after doing this program. We have many people who have taken up this program and they added this to their profile and applied to many international and national schools where they are working as career counselors. And also you can become a part of Inner Circle, and there you will find many members of Inner Circle who have done this program and have got many opportunities with the schools and colleges. And moreover, the members of Inner Circle who are already there in this field, they keep on posting their requirements where they want to hire career counselors. And moreover, we also post requirements where we hire career counselors for different organizations, because see, University as an organization, we work with more than 500 plus schools in India, and we keep getting requirements for career counselors. So if in case we have any requirement which comes up for career counselor, we'll send it to everyone post your course completion, and you can apply for the same. It The complete process depends on your profile shortlisting and your interview process. Apart from that, Inner Circle members also post their requirement for career counselors that they want to hire. You can also explore those opportunities in the Inner Circle group as well. So Rekha is asking, I have psychology and education background, have knowledge about it. How much duration for the program? So the duration remains the same, which is 9 months. However, it depends on you. More time you spend on the course, sooner you can complete the program. So Snehal is asking, Super Counselor will also give us Global Career Counselor certification. Yes, if you're taking both together, the Super Counselor Plus program, where you get access to the certification course as well as to the Super Counselor features and services, is asking how to join this course. Dr. Singh Gupta, what you can do is you can submit a callback. One of our team members will get in touch with you and help you out with your enrollment process and also with the discount. So the exclusive discount which is given in this session, which is 30,000 for certification course and 70,000 for if you're taking GCC and Super Counselor together, it is only applicable for the attendees of this session. So you can submit a callback in order to avail that discount. And also I'm posting the website, so you can also go to the website and do the enrollment. We have a similar question from Sandhya. The GCC be upgraded to Super Counselor later on? Yes, Sandhya, you can upgrade to Super Counselor later on, but however, there will be a price difference. Okay, I think that's all questions for the day. And Dr. Datta, if you want to add something.
Yeah, I would just like to say at the end that those who are attending the webinar today, uh, whether you are an educator, whether you're from corporate background, it doesn't matter. You should definitely go ahead with the career counseling course, because initially when I enrolled myself for the course, it was not alone for the sake of being an educator. I also thought about my own son, who was in class 7th at that point in time. So I thought, like, 7th or 8th more probably he was in that time. So I was thinking how to guide my son. So that was the thought behind going for the career counseling course. So I think everyone has a child over here, and in long run, if you become a career counselor, even if you're not doing it professionally, you can at least guide your children better. That's one thing that I would like to add over here.
Yep. Thank you, Dr. Datta. So for sharing your thoughts about it, and so I think that's all for the day. I don't think we have more questions. So if in case anyone has any further questions, they can submit a callback, and our team members will get in touch with you. And moreover, you can avail the special discount, and you can do the enrollment process. So thanks everyone for being a part of the session, and thank you, Dr. Datta, for joining me for this session and sharing your great thoughts and insights and your experience with us. It was a wonderful experience to have you today. So, and looking forward to have more sessions with you.